Today, I'm going to share with you 3 fail-proof ideas to not only build motivation in your life, but more importantly, to sustain it. Don't miss this. Hi, my name is Pete Kolash, high performance coach and founder of Operating Excellence. The clients that I work with, the folks that I speak to, relative to motivation, they usually have no trouble generating it, it's sustaining it, right? Their motivation goes up and down and up and down. Well, how do we sustain motivation? I think that's a fantastic question. Zig Ziglar says motivation is like showering. I recommend it daily. And where I think people fall short with their motivation and staying motivated is they're getting it from fleeting sources, right? It might be a quote here or a meme here or a podcast here and there. And while I think those are all fantastically important to your level of motivation, I think they're gonna fall short from a very core central level of motivation and from your ability to sustain your motivation over the long term as well. If we're looking at motivation as though it's like a dinner plate, there are 3 central components to your motivation and to sustaining it over time. First and foremost is clarity. You've heard me say before that clarity is power and a lack of clarity is crippling. The times in your life when you felt best, you've likely had the most clarity about what it is that you want and what it is that you're after. And the times in your life when you felt worst, you've likely had the least amount of clarity about what it is that you want and what it is that you're after. When you are clear on what you want, there's a different level of energy, there's a different level of confidence, there's a different level of enthusiasm and pace to your life. There's excitement. When you're unclear on what you want, everything is more ho-hum. Everything just has a heavier feel to it. Doesn't have the pace, the snap, the crackle, and the pop. Clarity is absolute power. What I would recommend to you is instead of what most people do, they may do a clarity exercise here and there, and it's more like a one-time set it and forget it, where they feel great when they do it, but then a week or a month later, they're sort of back to where they started. We need to systematize clarity. In other words, with every major turn of time, yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, even daily, asking yourself the simple question, but I think one of the most powerful questions, what do I want? What do I want, so that you're able to stoke the flame of clarity, so that with every major turn of time, you are clear on what you're after and you're excited about what you're after and what you're pursuing as well. First and foremost is clarity. Secondly is progress. When you are experiencing progress in a direction that's meaningful to you, everything changes. There is little that makes you feel more motivated, more alive, more inspired than making progress in a meaningful direction. As a matter of fact, when you're experiencing progress, your level of confidence and conviction and excitement and enthusiasm all goes up. The likelihood of you taking better care of yourself goes up. How you're showing up in key relationships and how you feel psychologically, your entire well-being improves and strengthens when you're experiencing progress in a meaningful direction. So taking the first 2 and putting them in tandem, getting clear on what's meaningful to you at every major turn in the road, at every major point in time, yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily, by asking yourself, what do I want? What am I after? And then doing the best you can to stay focused, to execute in that direction. Because when you're experiencing progress in a meaningful direction, motivation, how you feel, everything just takes off. It's a completely new game, right? So number 1 is clarity. Number 2 is progress in a meaningful direction. The third component of the plate of motivation, if you will, is your relationships. Our relationships are the single greatest predictor of our happiness and our performance. That's not my opinion, it's nobody's opinion. It's been proven again and again and again in all the different studies and research that they're doing. Our relationships are the number 1 predictor of our happiness and our performance. So once you're clear on what you want and what you're after, and once you're doing everything you can to accelerate your progress in that direction, it's so important to align with, to surround yourself with, to associate with people who are after similar things. People who, instead of telling you, maybe that's not the right fit for you, or maybe you should temper your ambition in that respect, they say, hey, come on, let's go, let's run together, right? Listen, don't get me wrong. The memes, the quotes, the podcasts, they're all fantastic. But again, I look at that as sort of like the spice and the flavor enhancer to your plate of motivation. If you can take clarity, clarity is power, at every turn of time, and ask yourself the simple but powerful question, what do I want? And you can really align with that. You can focus and produce progress, consistent progress in a meaningful direction. That's not to say that every day is going to be a great day moving you forward, but it's to say that you're going to focus as best you can to accelerate your progress in that direction, and you are deliberate and you are intentional with surrounding yourself with and associating with people who are in alignment with what you want and what you're after and what you want your life to be about, now motivation is a natural byproduct of that. Now you have a formula, you have real components that you can stay in touch and in tune with that's going to allow you to sustain your motivation over time. Let me know how it works for you.